Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Soccer Podcast, Australia's #1 soccer talk show. My name's Shannon, and for this episode, we're talking should Mauricio Pochettino leave Tottenham to join Manchester United? And to talk with me, I'm joined by Alex Smith. Alex, welcome to the Soccer Podcast.
Thanks, man. Let's do it.
All right, well, let's start this debate. It's an interesting one because Pochettino is obviously a well-sought-after manager. He's had some spells, obviously, now in Spain at Espanyol, as well as now in the Premier League at Southampton, where he did exceptionally well as at Tottenham, where he's doing well, but he's not necessarily winning trophies either. But they've obviously seen enough in him, Manchester United, to spark rumours that he could potentially be the Manchester United manager, given what's happened with Mourinho as well being sacked and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer only being the interim manager. But what's your opinion on Mauricio Pochettino? Do you think he should leave Tottenham and join United?
I don't think so. I think he's built something at Tottenham, and I think he needs to see it through. For at least another couple of years. I think he needs a big transfer window at the end of the season. I think they need to really focus on bringing in, maybe one more world-class player, and then really give it a shot. I think defensively maybe they could be a bit stronger, but I think call me old school. I'd like to see him stay and try and do it at Tottenham. I think United, he'd be walking into whatever happens at the end of the season. He'd be walking into a lose-lose situation. I just don't think it's the right fit for him. He's obviously pretty good at building teams. He just needs to keep pushing on and see if he can get that trophy.
Yeah, I think, he would be a good Manchester United manager. There's no doubt about that. We've seen at Southampton and at Tottenham as well how he's promoted youth, which is the United way. But also he manages to get the best out of the players. That's really important. I mean, so many players at Southampton and at Tottenham have gone on to play for the national team. So he really is a man manager. He knows how to get the best out of the players. He promotes youth. Obviously, very well sought after manager now, and rightly so. I don't think, Alex, he should go to Manchester United. I think, obviously, for him, everyone wants to manage Manchester United. They're a massive football club. But I don't think he should go for the reason that they're not in a good position right now. I think the club is in turmoil almost. I mean, look at the managers that they've had. Good managers. I don't think anyone can dispute that, with Moyes. You don't spend 10 years at Everton if you're not a good manager, and what he did there, he really built something there. Van Gaal as well managed Bayern Munich, time at Barcelona as well. He also struggled a little bit at United. Mourinho, one of the most successful managers, struggled as well at United. I think that just goes to show that United is a bit of in turmoil, I would say, both on the field and off. Since the change of owners, I think Ed Woodward is not really managing the club well enough. I don't think he knows the football side of things well enough. So that's impacting on the decisions, the transfers, and maybe not backing the managers as well. But I think Pochettino, you said it yourself, he'd be walking into a lose situation. I think Tottenham are in a much more stable position than Manchester United. On the field and off. I mean, look at their table position. It suggests that. And off the field as well. I mean, they haven't signed players, but obviously at least they've got a bit of strategy behind that. It's not panic buy. I think Tottenham right now are in a much more, they're a much more stable club. I think he should rather look, if he is going to leave, to leave for maybe Real Madrid rather than Manchester United.
Yeah, I mean, I think the only reason I say that he's walking into a lose-lose is because Solskjaer is doing so well. I think if Solskjaer was struggling and you have the opportunity to manage Manchester United, you take it. You don't turn that down. But 7 games in a row, he's come in, set the world on fire. He's beat Tottenham. I just think that goes to show how big of a club Manchester United is and how much bigger they are than Tottenham. Um, and as an individual, you always crave to get to that highest level. And Manchester United, regardless of where they finish the past few years, are still at that. They're that highest level. They're a massive club. But I just think that if they go with Pochettino and don't keep on Solskjaer, it's only going to take a result or two for the fans to start turning and go, well, hold on a minute. We had Solskjaer. He won 90% of his games by the end of the season or whatever it will be. What are you doing? So if Solskjaer wasn't doing well, I'd say 100% take it, because they'd be looking for someone, give them time, do this, get your methods in. I mean, Mourinho too Mourinho got 3 years or 2.5 years or whatever it was. So that's enough time for Pochettino to implement his methods and bring in his players. So, but Solskjaer for me will be the next Manchester United manager. So,
I just
I don't think there'll be a job opening anyway.
Yeah, but I mean, like, if there was this opening, because obviously I think people would rather take on Pochettino with his experience rather than Solskjaer, maybe, just as an argument anyway. I don't think Pochettino should go to United anyway. I mean, Mourinho, he didn't get given the backing in terms of transfers and budget, in the window. And, Pochettino, he's one to kind of come to a club and build something. He's not there just, for a couple of seasons and then he goes. I think, if he got to Manchester United, he would stay there long term. But, in saying that, would he then be given the resources to recruit the players that he wanted? Because obviously at Tottenham, he has been given the license to go and get the players that he wanted. And he has created, pretty much a very good team, although they aren't winning things. So, and that's another thing, Alex. I mean, if he does leave Tottenham to go to United, he's not going to win anything either. I mean, that's why I say if he wants to be, winning things, he's got to either stay at Tottenham for that stability reasons. I think the club is more set up to do something and go on and win something than Manchester United. That's just the way I see it anyway. And if he does want to win something, then maybe the Real Madrid is the way to go.
Well, he's not going to win a trophy there either, is he?
You don't think? I mean, obviously La Liga is going to be difficult, but if they manage to sign a few Galacticos, Real Madrid, that can change things very quickly. I mean, they've had incredible success for Champions League, all the Champions Leagues win. It only takes one or two players and a good manager like Pochettino to kind of come to Real Madrid and change things around. I just think at Manchester United it'll be a much bigger ask.
Well, I mean, how many players do you think United are off? I mean, if you just said a manager and one or two good players, I don't think United are that far off.
I think they're well off. I think United are well off. I think if we're talking about individual players at Manchester United, I think De Gea's world's best goalkeeper, but defensively they probably need definitely two centre halves. I think Bailly and Lindelof, Smalling, Jones, all four of them not good enough for Manchester United. Luke Shaw's obviously a left back, right back. You've got Valencia, who's really aging. Ashley Young not getting any younger either. I mean, midfield they need someone to step in there and balance the team with Herrera and Mata. Martial and obviously Rashford, and Lukaku, they're young players. They're there based on potential. Pogba as well, very inconsistent. I think they're well off from winning anything. So I think they'd need to get a whole bunch of new players in. So that's what I think. I don't see United challenging and winning anything anytime soon, but neither are Tottenham. So that's what I'm saying. If the question should Pochettino move to Manchester United, well, obviously it's a big draw card because of the club, the size of the club, the history. But I just think, he's better off staying at Tottenham, get the backing of the board, which he's clearly got. He's been able to build something. Fantastic players. He's got the stability. But if he does have to move, if it is a question of him wanting to win something and making the move, it's got to be to Real Madrid for me, Alex.
Fair enough. I think if like I said, if Solskjaer wasn't doing so well and the opportunity was there, I think he should definitely take it. I mean, imagine asking a player to come to Tottenham and then imagine a player asking a player to come to Man United. I mean, it's It's two completely different things. And as a manager, he's probably been frustrated. Over the past few years, do you want to come play for me? Come play for me. We want you. Where do you manage? Tottenham? No. Despite Man United's struggles, if you say Man United, people go there for no other reason than it's Man United. So, from a personal point of view, I reckon that he might have a bit of that in his mind as well. He'd actually be able to properly recruit world-class players. I mean, he's done extremely well with the budget that he's had at Tottenham. You think about some of those fines, I mean, I say fines, but, your Ericssons, your Sons, managed to re-sign Kane. Just some of the players that he's brought out of nowhere, pretty much. Imagine if he had more power, like a big club behind him like United.
I definitely agree with you that Manchester United is a bigger draw card, in terms of the history than Tottenham. But I just think, if let's say Tottenham go on at the end of the season, we've spoken in past episodes about how I think that Tottenham are going to finish third. I don't think Man United will make the top four. Obviously, you do. But let's just say, for argument's sake, that Man United don't make the top four and Tottenham do. Well, is Manchester United really an attractive place to go if they aren't playing that Champions League football and Tottenham are?
I think so. I think it still is. I mean, Champions League's still going on, so you don't know what's going to happen. But I just think that Tottenham make up the numbers. I really do, and I can't see them, without another 3 or 4 world-class signings. Really pushing for that one or two, top 1 or 2 spots, and even doing anything in the Champions League. So, but I agree with you. I don't think he should go. I'd like to see him stay, and I think Solskjaer will be the next manager anyway. So,
all right, well, we summed it up there. We agree with each other on that one. So the question today was: should Mauricio Pochettino move from Tottenham to Manchester United? I've said no, he shouldn't. And Alex, you've obviously agreed in that regard. You've said no, he shouldn't. But we want to hear your thoughts, guys. Send them through to us. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Follow us on Instagram at The Soccer Podcast and smash that thumbs up button on YouTube. But for now, it's goodbye from Australia's #1 soccer talk show, Soccer Podcast.